Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God thy glory. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time.
The ocean spirit dances today to abundance and joy and to eternal peace.
Jake about to live, man. Jake about to truly live forever. And how we gonna tap in? Through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which is gonna lead us into eternal life. This wisdom is gonna bring us into the kingdom of heaven, which starts with the elect. In Lord's will, we are those men. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, and verse 17. And it reads, "For the very true beginning of her, and her represents wisdom. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. And the care of discipline is love. And love is the keeping of her laws. And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom." So this wisdom is going to bring us into the kingdom of heaven, because it starts with the Lord's men. "If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O you kings of the people, honor wisdom, that you may reign forevermore." You see?
To the glory of our golden age, may it shine forever.
So we're going to reign forever. Lord's willing, we are part of the elect.
Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. And her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the peace of saints. He saith unto me, Right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, These are the true sayings of God.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and the glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing this word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh. Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash, pushing to get up out here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, and what I want to get into with this lesson, we have a purpose that's bigger than money. We have a purpose that's bigger than money. This is inspired by this quick video I watched from the brother Yaquab channel, the Hopeful Elect 3. And then Jake talking about him not being fulfilled, with the money, of this world, because we have a purpose that's bigger than money, and he saw even, especially as the sons of God, because this was Jake, but especially as the sons of God, we have a purpose that's bigger, all right, than this slave money, And Esau, Edom. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19, and we're reading the AMP. All right. Now, when you go to Matthew 6 and 19, and AMP said, "Do not store up for yourselves material treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal." Okay. So when you look at what Yahushua is saying, don't put emphasis, on material wealth of this world, this age. Okay. And Esau, Edom, he made, having his money, his scam. All right. Because this whole money system is a scam. Now we need money to operate, to cover our overhead. We got obligations. So we have to, use this world. Okay. But Esau, he made it to where, having his money, was the end game. There was a trophy of life to have a certain amount of his money. Okay. We attach our value, in the world, we would attach our value to our net worth. Okay. This world values you by your net worth. Okay. Which is completely off. You see, that's why you have the most wicked people, with a lot of money that are glorified and praised in this world. Okay. Beginning with the elites, beginning with, these billionaires, these tech guys that, people look up to that are extremely wicked. Okay. These celebrities that do the most wicked things, but just because they have a certain net worth, they're valued in this world. And Esau trained and conditioned and enchanted the people, okay, with his money system, with his economy, to make money the end game. That's why you read verse 20, says, "But store up for yourself treasure in heaven, where where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal." Yeah. You see, because we store treasures, which is favor. See, if we have favor in the heavens with Yahweh Shai, we good. We gonna have everything forever, and it's gonna be in this righteousness and this abundance, man. That's another thing too. Everything on this side, okay, is in a wicked kingdom. It's in a wicked system. Okay. It's in a wicked system. You look at our people that have this wealth and look what they had to do. Okay. Because every level you go to, man, there's a sacrifice to Satan on this side, man. First it just starts with your time and your energy. Okay, you gotta give yourself, fully to this world. Okay, then you move up to a certain level. Now you have to get in these circles, and okay, and then you get to another certain point. You gotta do rituals of Satan, man. You gotta get nasty with Eve, man. So the path of wealth to this world is very demonic, and it separates us from Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. Now you're gonna have brothers and even some sisters with substance. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. They're gonna be well off, because money is defense, and the Lord, has it to where you have, certain believers, okay, with certain, status in this world, okay. But that's not their everything. It's not our everything to have status in this side. On this side, to have money, brothers, sisters got a little bit, whatever. Okay. It says, going back into it, says, "Do not store up yourselves material treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal." Okay, because on this side, guess what? When the dollar collapses, you're not a millionaire anymore. If you're a millionaire and the dollar collapses, guess what? You're not a millionaire anymore. Okay, somebody can do what? Oh, Iran just did a cyber attack. Money gone. Okay, this is America. People know you got money, so now, okay, it's a constant. People trying to get constant lawsuits. Okay, you really can't deal with a woman. This bitch, she's trying to get you for. Most women trying to get you for everything. So being wealthy in this man's system is more of a headache, than it is a benefit for the most part, man. But in the kingdom, you see, first we're storing favor, which is a treasure in the heavens with Yahweh Shai. And when Yahweh Shai brings his kingdom to the earth, the righteous kingdom to the earth, man, those that have favor, the elect that have favor with Yahweh Shai, man, first off, we're going to get immortality, man. No one can take that. Your bank account can be frozen, your assets can be frozen. They can hack it, so-called hack it, and do this and one lawsuit, no matter how rich you are, you one lawsuit away from being broke. Okay? But in the kingdom, man, man, first we're gonna have immortality. Okay, at the gate. You see, that can't be taken away. And then we're gonna have abundance and true wealth, man, which is resources. Even people. We're gonna have slaves, that's resource, that's wealth. Okay, our wives, that's gonna be an extension of wealth. Okay, our children, it's gonna be an extension of wealth, man. That's another thing, man. We're supposed to be having huge families, man. That's why you're not supposed we the sons of God, man. Okay, in the goddamn apartment, okay, the PlayStation, okay, a Raiders hat, man. Nah, man, you're supposed to be old. Nah, man. Okay, that ain't our end game. See, you get an Audi, and then a nigga that's the trophy. That's your lifelong trophy, Audi. Okay, with the apartment. You see, nah, man, we sons of God, man. We supposed to have wealth, man. We're supposed to have authority. The earth supposed to be ran in righteousness. We're supposed to be enforcing righteousness with your house shop, man. We're supposed to be giving our daughters away to other sons of God, man. Our children being married, sons, having dominion, within our province, man. We're supposed to be birthing princes and princesses, man. We have a purpose way bigger than this nigga, all right, economy, man. Esau's economy. Okay? And it says, verse 21, but it said, for where your treasure is, there your heart, all right? There your heart, your wishes, your desires, then on which your life centers will be also, man. And Esau has taught everyone to center their lives around, these FRNs. That's why people do the darnest things, all right, for these FRNs. You see, people do the damnedest things for these FRNs, man. All right, you look at how people, they especially, you're dealing with how, Jake, which is set up, Jake do anything to try to escape poverty, man. Okay. But you look at how people, everybody wants to go viral, women, it's nothing for women to put themselves out there for the sake of money. Okay. You got Jake to kill a mother for insurance claims, so forth and so on. Women, their whole career is to, try to set these athletes up and entertainers up to get them pregnant, or, some type of lawsuit or whatever, man. Okay, but this man has taught the world to center their whole being around, accumulating his FRN notes, man. Okay, which is completely off. Okay, and say wealth is not wicked, but if you have wealth and no relationship with Yahweh Shai, if you don't have any understanding of righteousness, okay, if you're not looking for a righteous kingdom, then your money is pointless, man. Okay, when you go to the book of Luke, chapter 12, starting verse 14. It's the book of Luke, chapter 12, and verse I started 13. Said, someone from the crowd said to him, teacher, tell my brother to divide the family inheritance with me. Okay, so you had the Jake come to Yahushua asking him to intervene on, inheritance dispute between him and his brother. But he said to him, man, who appointed me judge or arbitrator over the two of you? So Yahushua, like, look, who appointed me to be a judge between the inheritance of you and your brother? Yahushua wasn't there to be an arbitrator for inheritance disputes, man. Okay, Jake was trying to leverage, Yahushua for his own agenda, man. Jake was off, man. You don't tell him what this nigga was on, man. Okay, and if his father didn't leave that nigga nut, man, you best believe his father had a good reason, man. Okay, and Yahushua, he wasn't there, all right, to handle, okay, inheritance disputes, man. Okay, he had a much higher purpose, okay, than this Jake and his dispute with his brother about his inheritance, man. Okay, and Yahushua read through that. That's why he took that and turned into a teaching moment for the disciples, Luke 12 and 15. Then he said to them, watch out and guard yourselves against every form of greed, for not even when one has overflowing abundance, does his life consist or nor it is derived from his possessions, man. So even when you have possessions, man, that's not what our life consists of, man. Okay, like I said, you got brothers and sisters that have, a little abundance in this world, man. There's nothing wrong with it, And a lot of those, brothers, and sisters that have a little more, the ones that I've encountered, hey, they're willing and they're charitable. They're charitable. They have this sense of humility. You see, you can tell that they're grounded. And it's a spirit that keeps us grounded, man. Even if we do, come into wealth, man. All right, that ain't what make us, man. It was Apostle Paul said, I know how to be a base, not have much, and I know how to abound, have plenty. But one thing that's consistent is, our faith and our growing relationship with our power. So no matter how much, wealth we have, or abundance or status or whatever we have, okay, that's not the end all who we are. That doesn't sum up who we are in net worth. That's why this society sums people up to a net worth. Which is very vain, okay, and base. You see? But when you keep reading, he gives another parable. It says, parable of the wealthy fool. It says, then he told a parable saying, there was a rich man whose land was very fertile and productive. And he began thinking to himself, what shall I do, since I have no place large enough in which to store my crops? Then he said, this is what I will do. I will tear my storehouses, or I will tear down my storehouses and build larger ones, and I will store my grain and goods there. And I will say to my soul, you have many good things stored up, enough for many years. Rest and relax, eat, drink, and be merry. Celebrate continually, man. Okay, so his heart was what? On those treasures. His mind, the center of his life, was about his substance. He didn't mention, giving to his kinsmen. He didn't mention, helping the poor. None of that. His whole thing is, I'm going to tear down these old barns and build bigger ones. And I'm going to ball forever. You see? Then it says a goddamn nigga, man. Verse 20 said, but the Most High said unto him, you fool. Okay, you goddamn fool. This very night your soul is required of you. And now who will own all these things you have prepared? Okay? Because you can have substance, but then in a moment, the Most High can take you out, man. And your legacy is going to be who you were. Okay? What quality of person were you? Okay? Because someone can inherit your substance and run through it. It took you decades of building. Somebody can run through your substance, okay, in a month. Okay, but what legacy, what character did you leave behind? Okay, what? Because we don't know how much wealth, the three Hebrew boys had, Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael. We don't know their net worth, but we know their character when it came to standing stiffly for Yahweh Shem Shah. Okay, we don't know Daniel's net worth. We know he was higher up. He was amongst, the nobles. Okay, we don't know his exact net worth, but we know his character, which we still can draw from it today. See, that goes beyond wealth. That's generational. That's something that, this world can take away, actual material wealth. Okay, but the character, the record that our forefathers and even some of our foremothers had, the character that they left behind as an example goes beyond wealth. They left us a standard of how to beat in the clutch. You see? Joseph, his character. You see? He had status, but what goes beyond his status? We're not sitting around talking about Joseph and Daniel net worth. We're talking about their character and their faithfulness towards Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay? So when you go, to having, all right, your mind built on net worth, which is vanity, okay, you're going to feel empty. Okay, because we have a higher purpose in that, man. When I say we're the sons of God, we have a much higher purpose than some goddamn net worth, man. Okay, verse 21, it says, so it is for the one who continues to store up and hoard possessions for himself and is not rich in his relationship toward the Most High. Okay, and we're going to see, especially in the times we're coming into, the benefit of having a rich relationship with Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. Okay, we're looking forward to having a rich relationship with Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. You see, that's something that we can add to daily. You know, we can add to the potency and the richness of our relationship with our power. You know, and how do we pour into that with time, with commitment, okay, with faithfulness, with patience, okay, with righteousness, man. You know, showcasing faith, man, rehearsing the righteous acts, man. Okay, so we can pour into our relationship with the Heavenly Father, and it doesn't cost us, you know, money. Okay, and we just continue to pour in our relationship with Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, man. Because going into this time, having a rich relationship with the Most High is going to go beyond money. See, we need power that's beyond this world. We need miracles, man. These miracles can't be paid for. The miracles that we need to make it in these times that we're coming into, these can't be bought and purchased in the store. Okay, it can't be ordered, you know, Amazon Prime. Okay, it only comes from a right relationship with Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, man. You know, which is leading, okay, to a righteous kingdom, man. The Lord can establish a righteous kingdom in the earth, man. Okay, we want to be a part of that. And see, in wealth, that's going to be a default. It's going to be a default setting. You know, in the kingdom, wealth is going to be a default setting, man. And you don't have to go chase anything, man. You're not going to have to scheme, you have to go on these tours and rap till you're 70 years old, you know, singing, you know, eyes, you know, Ronald Eyes singing, you know, you're contagious, you know, 80 years old, man, to try to maintain wealth, man, on the stool, you know, still got that cane, okay? Nah, man, we're going to have true abundance, man. You see? So let's go to, let's play this little clip real quick. And then we'll go,
I've honestly just come to the realization that no matter how much I accomplish in life, I'm always deep down just going to feel like a failure. And it sucks because a lot of the things that I have currently are things that I would have wanted in the past. And these things I thought would probably make my life significantly better. But I realized that it's all to fill a void, you know, and I don't know what exactly is causing this void, but none of these things are going to fill it. You know, I feel like it's something internally, something spiritually that I need to solve. And if I don't solve it, no accomplishment is going to make me feel better about myself. I feel like even if I were to come across a whole bunch of money right now, I still would not feel fulfilled. Maybe after I buy a couple of expensive things, I'll feel happy that I have money and I can buy those things. But internally, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. You know, I just feel like everything is a distraction, keeping us from who we are supposed to be. And that's why rich people are depressed. That's why millionaires, billionaires are depressed, and they're doing crazy stuff to fulfill something because this is not what we are meant to do. This is not how we were meant to live. And if I don't figure out what it is that I need to fulfill, then I'm always going to just be depressed.
Because this wicked world is not fulfilling, and that's why I say you look at our people that have the most things, and you look at their behavior, and the things that they had to do, to get those things and maintain those things, they look empty, man. You know, and when you go, let's go here, man, because our priorities, one thing is we grow in the truth, man. The Lord begins to align, us with Him, and there's nothing that's more fulfilling than being aligned with Yahweh Bashim Shah. Okay, this world can't give us that, man. You see, matter of fact, yeah, that's matter of fact. If I go there, because Jake don't have no inner peace, man. There's an inner peace when it comes to serving the Lord, and our people don't have that, man, because they serve their slave, to trying to have clout and status and wealth. They're trying to fulfill what Esau told them what prosperity was, man. Okay, they're trying to fulfill, they're trying to live a character, that's glorified in this world. Okay, and it's not fulfilling. Women are not, doing what they're supposed to be doing. Trying to be a bad bitch, an Instagram model, OnlyFans model. That's not fulfilling. All right, it was some chick, on she used to be OnlyFans and doing particular things, man. And she, went into depression, and they told her that she had the same what is it called, PSTD, post stress trauma, PTSD, yeah, post trauma stress, something, whatever. But the same thing that those soldiers get when they go to war. All right, but she had that same, all right, she had the same symptoms, and she had the same trauma. Okay, because the women are doing not, men are not doing, all right, what they're intended to do, especially the sons of God. Women are not doing what they're intended to do, what they was created to do from on high. Okay, and that's why you have this lack, okay, of fulfillment. You see? Let's go here. What's in Matthew 16? Okay. It's Matthew 16 and 26. It says, "For what will profit a man to gain the world's, all right, the whole world, wealth, fame, success, but forfeit his soul? Okay, or what will a man give in exchange for his soul, man? Your soul, your spirit. Here it is. You have this wealth. Okay, you have this fame, success, or you have any type of status in this world. Okay, but your soul belongs to Satan, man, which means that your mindset, your belief system, okay, your value system is based in wickedness, man. You see, which is going to lead to a terrible destruction, because we're in the time of judgment. So this wealth and fame and status, okay, but no relationship with the Most High. All right, your soul is off, your spirit is off, man. You see, you're going into the worst time ever with no hedge. You're going to have to deal with the wrath of the Lord. Okay, so you have this wealth. You can have wealth, fame, success, whatever status, these FRNs, certain cars and houses. You stay in this neighborhood. Okay, cool. Okay, but when time of judgment comes, you're going to deal with the wrath of the Lord. The Lord said He's going to make our people feel it by death. Okay, feel death by pain. You see, what the Lord is going to open up in these last times, man. There's no amount of money, that can that'll be worth having to deal with the wrath of the Lord in these last days, man. Okay, and see, as we serve our power, and the Lord provides, man. Brothers be good, sisters be You know, you sincere sisters, man, be good, man. Lord be provide. You see, he ain't got us out here just wanting, hurt. You know, the Lord provides, man. He provides our daily necessities, man. Okay, and then some. Okay, so when you go to St. John chapter 14, well, see, there's an inner peace that's beyond having, the goods of this world. That's beyond having clout and status of this world, man. Okay, when you go to St. John 14 and 27, this is in the AMP as well. It says, "Peace I leave with you, my perfect peace I give to you." See, there's an inner peace that this world can't give that comes from on high. That comes from being in good standings with our power, serving our power. Because the Lord shows, that He's favoring what we're doing. Every now and then He gives us incentives. Okay, and it's things that are not a lot of times are not tangible. The Lord is blessed with material things as well. But a lot of times the Lord gives us things, that don't be tangible, man. Peace of mind, more courage in Him, more patience in Him, more understanding, more comfort. You see, and these are the things that you can't get from this world, from this age, man. Okay, it has come directly from on high. It said, "Not as the world gives, do I give you. Do not let your heart be troubled, nor let it be afraid. Let my perfect peace calm you in every circumstance." So whether we have abundance, whether we don't have much, we have a peace that's in your house shop, man. Because the truth is up and downs, man. You can go up and down financially. Okay, people can hate you a little more than they did. Before you could be more of an outcast. But guess what? We have the inner peace that Yahweh. They can't take that away, man. Our favor with Yahweh, we got that. They can't take that away, man. That's priceless, man. Okay? It says, "And give you courage and strength." You see that? For every challenge, man. And everyone's not going to have courage and strength to get through these times, man. Okay? We're going to see people with status and wealth fold, buckle, okay? Get embarrassed, man, be put to shame. Okay? In these last days, man. Okay? So let's go from there. Let's get this. Now we'll get this in Wisdom of Solomon. No, ain't no fulfillment in this world, man. And as we mature in Yahweh, man, our desires change, man. We used to desire, the clout and status, and I know me personally, I was obsessed with it. I wanted it. I wanted that limelight. I wanted, to be somebody in this world. I wanted the wealth, the cars, the clout, I wanted to be this entrepreneur slash this slash that slash, But now, man, now as we mature in this faith, man, we understand this all vanity, man. So let's go here. This is Wisdom Solomon 7 and 9. It says, it started 8, it says, "I prefer her before scepters and thrones, and esteem riches nothing in comparison to her." And this is wisdom, in comparison of her. And this is speaking of wisdom. And that's another thing. Our people have this wealth but no wisdom. And wealth with no true wisdom is a bad combination, a terrible combination. Okay? It said, "Neither compare I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her." Okay? "Neither compare I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her," man. Okay? Because the wisdom, man. The earth needs wise rulers, man. Okay? Beyond a few of our people having a little money. No, the planet Earth needs wise rulers, man. You see? The problem with our people ain't a money problem, man. Okay, our people are saturated in what? Sin, confusion. Okay, self-destruction. Okay, not knowing their power. Which is all incorporated, from a lack of wisdom. When you have wisdom, we understand who we are, who our power is. We understand righteousness, man. We understand, okay, we got a problem in the earth. This nigga got to go, Esau. Okay, above me trying to get rich and show money on the internet. No, man, we have a way bigger problem than that, man. Okay, he says, I love her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light. For the light that cometh from her never goeth out, man. It's because this wisdom we have, this wisdom that the Lord has given us, and the wisdom He's going to upgrade us with when we get those new bodies. But this wisdom is going to run the earth forever, man. The earth is going to flourish. The earth itself is going to grow. The earth is going to give forth its strength. Okay? The earth is going to give forth abundance, man. And it's going to be a continuation because the wisdom we have never go out. See, Esau's wisdom has peaked out, and now it's working against him. Okay? The wisdom of the left hand, okay? The wisdom of rebellion, this rebellious mindset against the Most High, now it's working against him, man. Esau doesn't have a wisdom that's built to rule forever, man. The technocracy, dumb as hell, man. That ain't sustainable. Okay, wickedness is not sustainable, man. Okay, wickedness cannot run, all right, the earth forever. It's built to implode on itself, man. Okay, these niggas gonna fall out like they always do. They're falling out now. All right, these elites, they fall out because they're wicked. Ain't no true principles, man. Okay, but the wisdom we're gonna have, man, it's gonna rule, okay, and govern the earth forever in righteousness, man. You see, the scripture says, well, righteousness is immortal. Okay, so without a righteous, right, kingdom, wealth is vain. Okay, because disaster is always all right, looming, man. Okay, all good things come together. All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands. Okay, so everything is going to flow to her, to us, all right, because of true wisdom. Okay, we're gonna have, the innumerable riches, man. You ain't gonna be able to put a net worth on brothers, man. Okay, we're not gonna have this wicked money system. You can put, you can categorize people by a dollar amount. No, it's gonna be innumerable. The earth is gonna give forth abundance, man. Okay, it says, and I rejoice in them all because wisdom goeth before them, and I knew not that she was the mother of them all, which wisdom birthed. Okay, these material things, man. But these material things can truly be enjoyed in the righteous kingdom. In the wicked kingdom, you can't enjoy, all right, the substance of the world. You have moments and pockets, okay, but you really can't enjoy nothing of this world, man. Okay, there's really no reward in this society, man, for us, man. Knowing who we are, man. Okay, what the hell type of reward is this society, man? Okay, you work your ass off to be this super athlete. Okay, you get the wealth, the money, but then the status quo. Okay, one woman, and then there's some other nigga baby mama. That's your house. Okay, another nigga baby mama. Okay, and you got to pay everybody bills in the family now, man. That's not no goddamn reward, man. Okay, that's terrible, man. You see? Nah, man, we should want better, man. We should want more. Like I say, we the sons of God, man. And it begins with the responsibility of ruling the earth in righteousness, man. Then everything else gonna play itself out, man. Wealth is gonna be the default setting in the kingdom, man. And it's gonna be in abundance, it's gonna be in righteousness, man. We're gonna have real women, we're gonna have real families. Okay. But those things are on the other side, man. On this side, this ain't the play. So yeah, this is what I want to get into that, Lord will, you brothers. All right, and you few sisters edified. Till next time I say shalom. On y'all shalom. Bible, soon. Shalom.